Hi, and welcome to today's session. In this video, we are going to see how we can create or build an inventory, an assembly. What I mean is, from a raw materials, you purchase raw materials, then you make a finished goods, and you sell that finished goods. You want to keep track of both the raw materials and, most importantly, the finished goods. So I'm doing this in specifically to respond to a request by Shakir Abdullah on my Facebook QuickBooks training group. So I might not go that detail, but if you have a request, you can send me a message, and I want you to also include the production process. Unlike Shakir Abdullah, we don't have much information, so I'm going to work with the available information. So what I have now is that it purchases used bottles as raw materials and make them pet flakes as a finished product. They say they buy the materials in kg and sell in kg. So that is the information that we need. So first of all, if you are doing maybe catering services or pastry or kitchen food stuff like that, and you want to make a production for finished goods, or you definitely have to create those raw materials first. So assume you are creating the raw materials. If it is rice, beans, salt, pepper, Maggi, as the Maggi seasoning, whichever raw material you think you want to make use of, this is where you should create them as item. Go to item list. So we're going to create the raw materials first. So I'll click on new. Now I will definitely want to track my raw materials so that I can know when I am out of finished goods. Let me know how many I can build. So now I'm going to select inventory part for the raw materials first. So here I'm going to use two raw materials. Shakir Abdullah did not give me much of raw materials to make use of, so on his request there is used bottles. So I'm going to call these used bottles. Okay, that is fine. So over here there is a unit of measure. If it is not enabled, you can just click on enable, or you go to edit preferences. Then if you go to item and inventory company preference, you see there is unit of measure. I've created already, that's why we have this option. So but we're going to make use of single unit of measure per item, because here Shakir says they buy in kg and sell in kg. But if you buy in kg and sell in gram, or when you have different multiple units of measurement, you select this and you go ahead. So I already have that. So now I'm going to select kg. Okay, over here, non-taxable and income account. So I'm going to select an income account. Now in this build, if you go to edit preferences, under account, you see that you click require account. If I do not click this require account, if it's left open this way without selecting, because if I click on require account, it will definitely request me for an income account. So I'm going to leave it on. I'm going to uncheck it. Okay, now I'll have the cost. I have to include the cost price. So let's say the cost price is 200, okay, per kg. So I'll go ahead next, so that I'll create the second item. So here I'll just make use of raw material. So I'm short of raw materials, so I just have to make use of one or two. Definitely you don't just make pet flakes from just used bottles. There should be one or two extra materials or extra cost that you definitely have to incur before you produce these pet flakes. But because I don't have the information, I decided okay, I'll just go ahead and make use of raw material as a second item for the raw material. So then I'll go to the cost over here. Then let me say I'll use 150 as the cost. Then I'll go ahead and save and click on OK. Now I'm going to go and create another item. Now this is the raw materials. This is your pepper, your Maggi, your salt, your sugar, water, any other thing you think you use as a raw material. So once you are done with this, then you're going to go ahead and create a new item. But this time around, we are going to select inventory assembly. So this is the finished goods that you want to create, but I'm not creating them now. I'm only telling QuickBooks that this is the item that I'll be making use of whenever I want to create the finished goods. So I call it pet flakes according to Shakir Abdullah. So pet flakes. So over here I'm going to select the unit of measurement, which is in kg, and I'm going to make use of an income account. So whenever I sell these pet flakes, I'm not selling the uh, uh, the other raw materials. That is why I did not include income account. So for them to allow me to save, I had to edit and do what I did the other time. But you can still ascribe, you can still leave that option on accounting, that required account. You can still leave it on, you can still leave it checked. And since you are not selling it, since you will not bring it up in an invoice, there's no problem. It won't affect the anything. You understand? So I decided that no, I don't want to make use of any income account for those raw materials because I'm not selling them, should in case. So now, but here I'm selling pet flakes. This is the finished goods I'm selling. So I'm going to select sales as income. Then over here, I will select the items. So I'm going to select raw material and then used bottles. Okay, we have them available. So now before we can go ahead, I have to buy this raw material and use bottle. So I'm gonna have to go back. So let's go to vendor or go home. So we've not bought them, I only created the item, so I have to buy them now. So I'm gonna receive inventory with bill. So on the receive inventory with bill, I'm gonna buy this from Fatai Muniru. That is my name. So over here, I'm gonna select the items. We have raw material, and we also have used bottle. So the quantity I want to get, let's say I want to get for 150, let me just say uh, um, 45 quantity, and over here let's say uh, 19 quantity this way. So now I have my total summation as 10,550. So I'm gonna go ahead and save and close. So with this, we're going to check if we have this material available. So now I can see that through my item list, you see that we have quantity raw material 45, then used bottle as 19, and that way you can go use under inventory. Then you click inventory stock status by items. When I do that, I'm going to see the inventory I have for raw materials and used bottle. So now I'm gonna go ahead and create that where am I, inventory, okay, item list. So I've bought them now, so I'm gonna go ahead now and create the inventory assembly. So I'm gonna click on new, then select inventory assembly. So once I'm done with inventory assembly, I'm gonna name it according to Shakir. What's the name again? Shakir. So I'm gonna have it as a pet pet flakes. Okay, pet flakes. Okay, over here I'm going to select the unit of measurement as kg. I'm also going to select the income account should in case I sell. Then I'm going to select non-tax. If it's taxable, you can leave it on tax. If it's not taxable, you include as a non-tax. So I'm going to select the raw materials, and also over here I'm going to select uh, I'm going to select used bottle. Now you see the cost is 150 and the cost for the used bottle is 200, just like we included in while creating the item. So now I'm going to say, okay, the items I'm going to use per build for this pet flakes. Let's say it's 1 1, so I'm going to use 1 for that and 1 for this. So the unit of measurements for okay, uh okay, raw materials. And did I not select the raw materials? Let me see. Let me go to item list. Okay, I have to save this first of all. Okay, let me go ahead and save. Let me say the total amount here is 350, so I'm selling for 500. So I'm gonna go ahead and save okay or next. Okay, okay, so cancel. So I will select this use raw material. Let me see if I selected uh, a unit of measurement. See, I did not select, that's why it's not showing. So I'm going to select it now and click on OK. So I'll go back to the item list and double click on page flake to see if they are okay. I'm going to select raw materials again. So raw material, okay. Now you see the kg now is reflected here. Okay, and that's what I want to have. Okay, so now I'll go ahead and save and click on OK. Now we've created the raw materials and we bought the raw materials. So now we created the inventory assembly, which is the finished goods. In your own case, it might be that this is the rice, the fried rice, the moi moi, depending on the combination. You use beans for moi moi, pepper, salt, and maggi, stuff like that. You're going to combine them for the moi moi. So this is the finished goods. This is what you are selling. So now the next step is to build the assembly. For now, we don't have any assembly. So I'm going to go to vendor, click on inventory, activity, go to build assembly. Over here, I'm going to select that I want to build pet flakes. And if you want to add additional build or another build entirely, you can go ahead and add new. But definitely you should make sure that you have the raw materials available and you have created the before you now create the inventory assembly. Okay, now this is the reference number. So let's say 001. This is the first one we want to create. And remember, we bought raw material 45, used bottle 19. So they say maximum number you can build from the quantity on hand is 19 kilogram. So now I'm gonna say, okay, I want to build, let's say I want to build, let's say, like 5. Okay, I want to build 5, so I'm gonna click insert 5 there, then click anywhere over here. So you see I have 5 for this. Okay, I can decide that if I have quantity needed as 5, so now I'm gonna go ahead, and now it means at the end of the day I'm using 5 of raw material and 5 of used bottle. But if I say, okay, I want to build just 1, but you know, definitely I'm not building 1. I'm not supposed to even build 1 because it might not be, I'm not just selling 1. I want to make enough quantity. So then you see that the lowest, it picks the lowest quantity here, because if you want to use up, you can only use, you can use the two together, because it's an assembly that has these two raw materials together. So it's going to pick the lowest. Imagine you exhaust 19 and you say 45. Where are you going to pick the 19 from? You understand? So now let's say I'm going to build 10. So it means 10 out of 45 and 10 out of 19. So it means when I'm done building this assembly, if I go to my inventory stock status or my item list, my raw material now will be 35, that is minus 10, and my used bottle would be 9, that is minus 10, because I use 10 10. So it mustn't be 10 10. It depends on how you want to go about it. So since if this is 10, and maybe you use double of this, so you can see this is 20, I think we can have 38. So let's say you are using for each one, each one. Okay, I was supposed to. Okay, my raw materials. Yeah, use bottle. Each one of use bottle will make use of 2 raw materials. So I'm going to say 20. So if I say 20 over there, so you see that we have uh 20 out of 45, then that's the remaining 25. Yeah, okay, then 10 out of 19, that is remaining 9. So I'm gonna go ahead and that is 2 to 1, that is the meaning 2 to 1. So I'm gonna go ahead and build down close. So I'm gonna go ahead to check my inventory list. So now you see we have, just like I told you, we have 25 now and we have 9. Then all the pet flakes I'm going to build, is 10. Okay, now if you want to check on the report, you can go to inventory stock status, then refresh. You see that you have inventory assembly as 10. You understand? So we are selling this assembly. So let's go home, or we can go to customer here. So let's create an invoice. Now we're going to set this to a customer. So now I'm going to select a customer. So if you are doing any other one, just use this method I'm using. So I'm going to select, let's say, Bookie. So I'm going to select Bookie. Then over here, I'm going to select that pet pet flakes, which is this. Okay. So I'm selecting that, which is 500 naira, non-taxable. So I'm selling this to Aboki. So I'll save and close. Now I will pull a report, a profit and loss report. So on the profit and loss report, you see now that we have created a transaction worth that amount. So now remember, revenue now you see is 500. So it means if we've sold 1, so if I double click on it, let's say I want to sell, remember we built 10, so I double click on that again. I want to go back to the invoice. I say okay, I'm selling not just 1, I'm selling 5. So remember, let's say 7, so that we can have a correct number, 7. So we're expecting to see that the balance remaining will be how many? Will be 3. So 3 5. So I'm going to save and close. Yes, go ahead. Now to take me back to the transaction, so it's going to refresh, of course. So now you see over here that we have 35 as the revenue generated from pet flakes. You understand? Then the cost of goods sold for everything here. So let me click on pet flakes. Cost of goods sold is also 35. Okay, let me see. I'm going to select for just on the 24. So I'm going to select this 24 to 24. Let me refresh that to see properly why my cost of goods sold is 35. Okay, now okay, let me click on this 35. I'll double click on that too, 35. So it's telling me the cost of this pet flake. So let me go back to my item, go to list, item list. Let's see what we have. So double click on pet flakes. You see we have 3 remaining, just like I told you. Now the sale price, okay, the raw material 350, and the sale price is 500. That okay, sale price is 500. So but what of the cost? The cost is supposed to be 350. So if I'm selling 7 times 350, let me quickly bring up my calculator. Don't let me understand why that cost and income is the same. So over here, then I'll use, let's say that is 350. Remember, I sold 7 times 7. What do we have? We have 2450. So okay, now where is the mistake coming from? Set price 500. So 500 times 7 will give us 35, of course. So let's say 7 times 500, we have 35. Okay, let me go back to the inventory. Okay, reports. I click go to inventory status evaluation. Okay, under inventory valuation, let me check what's the flake. Okay, now you see the average cost is 500 and the sales price is 500. So I'm going to go back to that invoice. I'm going to add an amount here. So let's say here is 1000. Okay, as the selling price 1000. So it's supposed to be 7000 now. Okay, so let me go ahead and save and close. Hopefully uh, this will give us what we want. Okay, so we'll go to yes, refresh. Now this is the balance. Okay, sorry, this is the balance on ground. Yeah, but you can see average cost is 500, sales price is 500. That's why it's showing us that okay. So let's go back to edit item. So I'm gonna make that as 1000 over here, 1000. So I'm gonna save. Okay. Okay, so let me go back to the inventory violation summary. So this is the inventory I have. So this is for the sales price and so now let's go to profit and loss to check the transaction. Now you see our sales for is 7000 and the cost of goods sold is 35, giving us a total of a net of 3500 naira. So this is how you create a finished goods from a raw material in QuickBooks. Now you see, coming over to inventory stock status, you see that we can actually see the inventory we have, which is the raw materials. These are the raw materials. We have 25 and 9. And we can also see the assembly that is remaining, which is 3. So we can both see and track the raw materials and finished goods. So guys, if you understand, give me a thumbs up. You can like this video, comment, drop your comment in the comment section, like my videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel, then please don't forget to turn on your notification so that whenever I make a new video you get notified. See you guys in my next video series, and have a wonderful day. But before that, if you have uh, we are a consultant. If you need, if you have any issues, any challenge, and you need a pro, someone that is good in QuickBooks, you can call me. I'm a stone throw away, so you can stone throw. So you can call me, chat me up. I will send my proposals. Then I'll clean up your books account for you. I also if you want to migrate to online or you're using desktop and you need my services as a QuickBook expert, we are available. So see you guys in my next video series. Everyone.